Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Now let's go to the arts. That's really what's important, is to go to the arts. And I'm very interested in doing that. And the one place that I love, the theater. I mean, I go to a lot of theater, but my favorite theater actually is Palm Beach Dramaworks, and I've been there for many, many years. I've told people before that I was actually chairman of the board of the Florida Repertory Theater that was there for about 7 years, and then when we had to give it up, there was another theater that came in. It didn't quite. I guess it was the Quillo, and then the Palm Beach Dramaworks, which had its little place along there, I guess on the tour or somewhere downtown for about 10 years or something, and they were so terrific. And then when I heard that they had some great sponsors, and now they were going to redo the Palm Beach, make that theater into the Palm Beach Dramaworks, I was thrilled. So that's the history that I know. And so my guest today is Jennifer SARDONE-SHINER, Marketing and Public Relations Representative for the Palm Beach Dramaworks. She has been doing and helping people in theater for so long. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anita. Happy to be here.
Yeah, Jennifer, it's a different world for you now. Tell us how it's affecting you and your clients, please.
I would say that for all of us who are used to seeing art on stage or in a museum of that sort, I think a lot of offerings right now are being online, whether it be through email blasts, social media. Everyone's using Zoom, and certainly by creating videos. Palm Beach Dramaworks has launched In the Wings Interactive, which is an online virtual series of different types of offerings to keep people entertained and informed and educated and to have fun.
Okay, so how will it work? I mean, I know everyone wants to see it live in the theater, but that's going to take a little while. People are a little bit afraid to do that, even if you leave 2 or 3 seats apart. So tell me what the Palm Beach Dramaworks has in mind.
So what we've launched 2 weeks ago is a program called Drama in the Works. And initially, it began in the theater while we were still open. And in the studio located on the second floor of the theater, there's a nice space for play readings. And so, inspired from our New Year, New Play Festival, all of the readings that get considered for the festival, we thought it would be nice to do a series of readings of all of those new works and to let people just kind of discover what new writers are putting out there in the arts world. And so we started this several weeks before we were at the stay-at-close, stay-at-home order. And as we started putting things online, we brainstormed how we can do this and continue this program. The program is free. It's called Drama in the Works. And simply every Monday night at 7 p.m., we put on a play reading. We use Zoom, so you can see all of the actors and actresses. And we do have a play direction given by a narrator. And I'll be honest, I've watched the first 2, and it's fantastic because in your mind, when you're hearing their words and you see the people, it leaves room for all of us to have that creative juice that's inside all of us, almost like reading a book. It's what we imagine and put with the rest of it, right? So now we get a face to a name, and we have someone reading the story for us, in essence. But now we really get to embrace what theater is about, because you have to have such raw talent that comes across that computer screen or that iPad or phone. And people are truly loving it because they miss the theater. They miss having that kind of interaction with each other, and they experience art in a different way. And so we're going to run this program every Monday at 7 for free. The only thing we ask is, just like purchasing a ticket, that everyone registers on palmbeachdramaworks.org for a ticket, a free ticket, so that in turn we can send people back the instructions and directions for accessing into the Zoom play reading. And so on the website, we have a list of the upcoming play readings that we're going to be doing, and we have plans to do this through June 22nd, and we're considering offering other types of things in the future like this in the short term. But this has really been a fun experience, and it'll live on the website and on our YouTube channel until the Thursday, the end of the day Thursday of the same week. And tickets become available the Wednesday before the following Monday, so that we give everyone free time and first come, first serve to access a ticket, because Zoom has a limit on how many people we can have participate.
Right.
But we have special permission and a shout out to our union, our Actors Equity Association, for permitting us to do and offer this program to our fan base, our patrons, your listeners, and in support of Palm Beach Dramaworks.
That's fabulous. Well, that's a wonderful program. I'm so excited that you're on talking about this, Jennifer. So I know I see the one that we did miss. That was the first one, I guess, which was The Surest Poison. But there's another one. Let's see. That's going to be, so we missed the Monday too now. So now we have another one, right?
Yes. So so we just had The Surest Poison to kick it off. And then this past Monday, we did Death Benefits. And now this coming Monday, we're going to be doing Drawing Fire. And so these are plays no one's seen or heard of. And this really tunes people into what producing theater is about, and the process, as you are familiar, with how theater comes about. I think a lot of people see Broadway, they see things at performing arts centers, and then they see regional theater. And I don't know that everyone knows how to put that kind of circle of life together and how it all integrates into each other. But it all has to start, as you know, as a new work. And so we're proud to support new work and the playwrights who are putting out these works for the first time. And at the end of the Zoom play reading, we have a time period for questions and answers from the viewers. And it's moderated by the play direction person, which is usually some sort of narrator. In our case, it's been Bruce Linzer, who oversees our drama workshop. He's the director there. And he takes questions through Zoom, and Zoom has a button where you can type in like a question and answer type of a thing. And he reads out loud for everyone to hear your question or even just a comment. He shares a lot of comments first. He likes to get everyone's juices going as far as getting everyone's mind right about what everyone just saw, just as if you were just seeing a play in the theater. It's kind of like a talk back, but on a virtual. And you get to see all the actors' reactions. And he invites the playwright, if they're available, into the Zoom so that they can get the feedback from the audience. And I think part of what people need to know about new work and the process of new work is knowing that it's somewhat never finished the first few times around, because it needs the audience feedback to develop further. And as part of being a professional regional theater, it's part of our mission to embrace that and to offer these types of opportunities. And then in the hope that we give this opportunity or a show consideration, like Ordinary Americans last year was considered for the New Year New Play Festival, was then selected to be a part of the New Play Festival, which, as you know, is only for new works. And then the life after that is exactly what Bill Hayes decided to do with Ordinary Americans, is that he found the following year, he put Ordinary Americans in this current season's regional theater schedule. And so people were able to see the reading last year in the festival and then see it fully developed and fully produced for stage this past December. and then it had legs from there and went to Gable Stage. So this is kind of a little insight for people to know how it works behind the scenes.
Wow. Well, I was just sitting here thinking about everything you were saying. You're so articulate and so enthusiastic about it. And I did see Ordinary Americans, which was at the theater, which was spectacular. But getting back, I do have some questions. So let's say that the play has 7 actors in it. Would all 7 be play reading?
Yeah. The first play reading had several characters in it. And that's what makes this fun and entertaining. Because as you've seen on the news that many people are singing, and you can see all the population of the different individual headshots or the people in the window kind of looking like the Brady Bunch, right? That's exactly what it looks like on your computer. So basically, the person that speaks is prompted in everyone's screen. So if you're hearing a female character and she's speaking to a male character, you see her and then you see him, and you will see them their heads sitting side by side, and you watch them interact without each other being in the same room. But honestly, because they are so professional, and these are actors from our South Florida community that we all know and recognize, they have such personality and emphasis, and they're in character when they're doing the reading, that you literally feel like it's just you as an audience member and them, like they're performing just for you. And it's somewhat is more exciting to see it like this for the first time than feel like you're sharing the experience a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's quite exciting, and I recommend it for everyone because these titles and the storylines are all different. There's the murder mystery kind of thing, and there's the deep drama, and there's the funny stuff, and I have to give credit to the audience because these patrons and the audience members are asking amazing questions. And because it's such a different type of experience where if we were laughing all together in an audience and something was funny, we would continue laughing probably for moments later. When you're at home watching it and you're laughing out loud, it's also just as contagious, right? But we have more, I feel like, I think everyone would appreciate the experience at least once or twice. But so I definitely recommend it, and everyone can go on to palmbeachdramaworks.org to see the full schedule, to learn more about In the Wings Interactive and everything we're offering, and to reserve tickets for the next drama in the works, because the window for this Monday is today.
Wow. Well, I would tell you, I would like to put my name on because I definitely have to do this. This is so exciting, and I that's what actually has always been so great about this particular theater and what he does. I mean, he's really a genius. I mean, when I talk about Bill Hayes and of course he's so smart, and he does pick very unusual shows, especially he's always picked things that are cutting edge, shows that sometimes people say, why did he put that on? But it always has great value. And so I've just loved everything he's been doing there. But I definitely want to do this. This is brilliant. And are other theaters doing this?
I actually, by chance, I had a marketing call for other regional theaters in the country, and there were about 50 of us last week on a Zoom call, and we were representing regional theaters from all over the country. And, for Palm Beach Dramaworks, and we have the drama workshop program, and Drama in the Works is not a new program, but it allows us to continue it this way. A lot of other theaters shared that they're looking into doing things like this. As many of our snowbirds know, theater for down south here was still scheduled to happen. But for people up north and other areas of our country, they were just getting ready to kick off their season. And many people were ready to announce the coming season. So I think a lot of other people's plans have been halted and they're going to be modified. But we're fortunate that we've already had this program and we were able to offer it this way to anyone who would like to be entertained by Palm Beach Dramaworks and appreciate, again, what live theater is about and support new works.
Well, let me just tell you, this wonderful voice that you've been listening to is Jennifer SARDONE-SHINER. She's marketing and public relations representative for Palm Beach Dramaworks. And as she said, if you're interested in being a part of this, go to palmbeachdramaworks.org, and that's how you'll find what you need. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I know I want to sign up, and I have to do that because this sounds just positively fabulous. Now, the theater is downtown at the very end of Clematis Street, where there used to be a fountain, but it's a great theater, and it has every show is first class. The acting is just spectacular, and eventually that will all come back. But in the meantime, this is a new experience. I think this is wonderful, and I think people should be able to do that. You know, talking about the actors and the actresses, you can imagine, or the actors, we call them all actors. Of course, they're here now in Palm Beach County and Broward and Miami-Dade. Most of them, even though every once in a while they do bring someone in from New York or another location, but Bill Hayes has always wanted to be able to keep the actors, the local actors, busy because we don't want to lose them. And so I think that these particular shows, these new works, aren't they pretty much local actors? I mean, local playwrights, Jennifer?
So the playwrights actually have a submission period throughout the year that we accept it, and they have to be submitted in such a way that many of the playwrights have agents that represent them. And so the agents are aware with the window of time that Palm Beach Dramaworks accepts these, and then there's a certain type of process that happens along the way as to who reads them and, you know, which ones get selected for this play reading time with Drama in the Works, and then again for, of course, the big festival, which typically happens every January for the New Year New Play Festival.
I see. So it's so it could be anything actually. So you're combining.
So people can be from anywhere as long as they have an agent and follow and meet the proper requirements to submit a new work.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, and then, as you said, like with Ordinary Americans, he actually turned it into a real show, a real play.
And that speaks to the process of a new work and it growing and moving forward. And of course, once a play gets to be produced on stage at a regional theater level, the idea really is for it to continue at a regional theater level and to go to Broadway or off-Broadway, because whoever originates the work has an opportunity to proceed and benefit from it. So it's another line of fundraising, if you will, for professional theaters if the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
Because there are residual benefits. And I think that a lot of people, when they look at their playbills, when they go to theater, and it says, you know, The Lion King and whatever on Broadway or regional theater, it always says somewhere in the credits that originally produced at XYZ Regional Theater. And I think now people from your show will learn a little bit more about this process and appreciate what we have here in Palm Beach County with having a regional theater, a professional one, right in their backyard at Palm Beach Drumworks.
You're absolutely right, Jennifer. And you've been around doing theater and helping theaters survive for so many years. I mean, and it's hard, but yet I've found now over the last probably 5 years, when you have really good theater like this, they come and they buy out the tickets, and we're seeing younger people come, and it's just terrific because, people will go to Broadway and pay spectacular prices, but if you live here, the quality of the shows are equal to what you can see on Broadway. I've always felt that when you walk into the drama works, you see the sets, the actors, the costumes are first class.
Absolutely. And I think the proof is of what is produced on stage is based on the audience feedback. There's nothing better than that. And that goes beyond just buying the ticket. I think the feedback that we receive at Palm Beach Dramaworks, the letters, the emails, the social media messages that we receive, people just love it. They can't get enough of it. And we're happy to continue it while we're closed by doing this.
Isn't that great? It's funny when, it's not funny, but here everything was closed. And yet creative people say, well, I don't care. We're going to figure something out to do, right?
Yes. And, the Today Show this morning had a feature about, New York and theaters. And, it's a big conversation with sports arenas and things right now. And
right.
I think that we're very lucky that our type of business can continue to entertain at a time where people are home, but also when they need a pick-me-up, and this is a great way to do it.
Well, recently I did have Bill on the show, and he was telling me that actually subscriptions have continued and they've had support. Because I was going to say that it would be nice if you're going to watch these that maybe you contribute. But I know you have it for free, but you can still contribute some money to the theater if you want to, right? He's not going to send it back.
No, absolutely. The Palm Beach Dramaworks is a not-for-profit organization. And yes, subscriptions are currently available and on sale for the next season. And at any time online, donations, there's an area to make a donation. And of course, any amount is appreciated, very much appreciated.
That's true. Okay, so now if people want to get in touch, let's just do this again. They have to go to palmbeachdramaworks.org and go and sign up now, right? You want to sign up now?
Yes.
Is that how they're going to do it?
Yes, every Wednesday. Every Wednesday online, the box office will be available to book your reservation for the next play reading, and then you have to do that same process every week. You can't book it for the next, 5-6 weeks all at once,
right.
Because we're trying to make it, fair and available to everyone.
Right.
But again, we had over 300 reservations for the first one, and we had stronger reservations for this last one. So I think as your listeners hear about this and people would like to discover Palm Beach Dramaworks now in a different way, this is definitely going to be. But we promise to, if we maximize how many people could be on the Zoom for the 7 o'clock performance on Monday, we promise to offer a second performance time. And that's what we did in the theater during the Drama in the Works was offered at 3 o'clock and at 7 p.m. So we'll continue to move in that direction as this gets more popular. But for now, right now, we've only announced that it's at 7 p.m. on Mondays.
Okay. And of course, right now, this is a tape show, so it won't be heard until Saturday. So on Saturday is when they'll probably book it then for the following Wednesday. But I'm sure that they're going to figure something out. We certainly, I'm so glad that you took the time to do this because let's just face it, this is a time when everyone's being extremely careful. I'm sure you're wearing a mask and you're being careful, aren't you, Jennifer?
Absolutely. And there's only so much Netflix and things people can watch. And if they just need a taste of theater, this is the next best thing that's available right now. And
I agree.
supporting a local nonprofit organization.
Yep, that's exactly right. I didn't ask you one question. I think we still have another second or so. How about do the people who are reading they don't dress up as those characters? They're doing this in just plain clothes?
Yeah, Good question. They're in plain clothes, but I will tell you that they get into character, if that makes sense, because when you watch a play reading, many times it's everyone wears black or everyone dresses the same, and it's set in front of a music stand with an actual script. And in this type of scenario, they don't have a script necessarily in front of them.
Really?
But you don't actually see a script when you're watching. You just see them. So you see them maybe from part of their shirt above and their arms. So if people who are used to speaking using their hands or helping you to get your point across, or you get to see all these little gestures and things. But I think that's the part that makes it fun, because there was a female character the other evening, and somewhere in the script, I want to say, it said that she had this red lipstick, and so she had this red lipstick on. And so I think sometimes it's the little things, and like I said, it makes you feel like when you're reading a book, it's like things that you imagine. So it's a little bit of both, and there's like I said, there's not a costume. You know, you don't wear costumes in a reading, but certainly I think they come across in character by facial expressions, the way that's why they're professionals, right? And it really does suck you in, because it's, you know, between a movie and an audiobook and a regular story, these great play readings fit into that world of great imagination, and it enables you to think and experience something new and different. And because we don't know the end, and it's not something you can go Google ahead of time, like in other plays and things. There's no dramaturgical information available. So everyone's on their every word. And with that being said, the talk back and chat afterwards is just as fascinating as the play reading itself.
And Jennifer, thank you. You were terrific to do this with us today, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make my call, and I won't see you there because I'll be watching Zoom. So thank you, Jennifer, and we'll catch you again. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Go to PalmBeachDramaworks.org. Thank you, everyone.